I'm not gonna lie, the presentation of this looks disgusting.
It looks awful.
It really does. This is like, even if this was Prohibition and you gave me this, I'd be like, what the fuck?
You know,
This is rough. This surprisingly good.
It's surprisingly healthy too. I mean, this is a great. Wait, actually, is this probiotic at all? No, because it has alcohol.
You were about to. He was about to fucking lie.
I was about to lie. I was about to lie.
He
This is not a
started it
probiotic.
without even knowing the fact.
Yeah, this is not a probiotic.
He was like, quick fact, by the way.
It's
this
also-
is actually, and then he goes to the brains. He goes, does this really do what I'm about to say?
I mean, I could just lie to are these people. Are
They
you
wouldn't
kidding me?
know. Fuck them. Fuck
I'm
them.
the kind of person that watches a show. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Me. So like,
This is Grant here is the patron representative. He's your liaison.
yeah.
Isn't that the right word for it? Brains liaison.
Diplomat.
Yeah.
The diplomat of the people
Yeah.
who waste $5 a month.
He's an
I say
ambassador of
waste.
the patrons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it does feel good, honestly, to do like a to make something tangible, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's been like my thing recently, is like just like trying to make shit and like have things that are real, because like I feel like for a lot of the time when I was in like high school and shit, I was like doing things online, and like you can't ever touch any of that shit. But if I grow some vegetables and I make some salsa, I can like eat it and it tastes good.
Yeah, I just spent like the last couple days drawing animations for this D&D show I'm working on, and then I sit there, I finish the animation, I run it through a bunch of plugins to make it like pixel art, you know.
Yeah.
And by the end of the fucking day, I look at it and I go, like, this is, I don't feel like I've actually made something. Or like if I make a video, I don't feel like I've made, I guess, something of substance.
Well, you can't use it. You can't use your video. Like if
Yeah.
you make a table, right? Like if
I
you
can
do some
I can use
woodworking,
this for
Yeah.
sure.
I'll use the fuck out of this cider. I'll get hammered.
There's one of these, by the way, that has is a little surprise. It's like a king cake. It's got one of those little raisins that hasn't completely been disintegrated, and so there's a little choking hazard stuck in someone's bottle. Oh, by the way, I have a little surprise for you.
Really?
Yeah, I've been running a little long-term prank since the last time you were here.
Okay.
You left your Hulu signed in,
Gotcha.
and so I was like, hey, you know what'd be funny if
So is it my Hulu?
it's whoever's Hulu was signed
I
in.
signed in.
Yeah,
Oh shit. Okay.
yeah.
So there's just like
No, I went to like every show that was like continue watching, like handmade
I think
tape
that was my family watching
or
it.
whatever.
And
And I
fucked up his family so bad. His
Hey,
mom,
hey,
his
I've-
mom
it's
just
okay.
got on the TV and tried to watch The Bachelorette, and
Yeah.
that shit was not where she.
no, I
left
went
off.
to everything that was like continue watching. And I just watched an episode or two, like halfway through. I have no idea what's going on,
Nice.
and it's funny too because like The Handmaid's Tale? Is that the
I've seen like a couple episodes of it, but I actually have no idea what it is.
the episode started and it's just like this lady meeting this guy. I mean, it wasn't like the Twilight Zone. You can't
Yeah.
jump in season 3, episode 7, right? So I just jump in, and it's like 5 minutes of this lady having a stare down with this guy, and then they say like 2 words. He's like, "Get in the car," and she's like crying, and she goes like, "Okay," and she like starts walking. I'm like, this is obviously some build up that I should have viewed here.
What shows in total do you watch?
I don't watch any.
No. I mean, like on the Hulu.
Oh,
What
on the
shows?
Hulu? Well, I watched that one, and then there was some other show that I was cleaning, and I just hit continue watching on it, and I watched like 2 episodes, and then I closed out of that and went to like your girlfriend's account, maybe, because there's 2 different profiles.
It was my sister's
Is
phone.
your dumb sister, and I fucking
okay.
I watched all of her shit too. I fucked her up.
What does my sister watch? I'm curious.
I don't know. I have no idea. I just went in there and I was like, continue watching, and then I would come back after I finished cleaning up some stuff, and I put up a shelf, and I was like, oh shit, we're on like 2 episodes in now. I went to the next show,
Let's fucking
continue watching,
Nice.
I gotta ask Sam.
and it pisses me off that you didn't even notice that I was doing this. I thought you would start watching and be like, what is happening? Like I missed some key
Sam
elements.
put a pill in her drink and she ain't even know it.
Yeah, she didn't even.
I'm gonna be honest. I've been gaming. There's been no time for Hulu.
Yeah.
He's been on that Tarkov, on that Smash.
That Adam guy, he comes over. I don't even talk to him anymore. I just go to my bedroom. I just game.
So Sam,
Yeah.
is that your baby on those socks? Is that what these are?
Yep. It's my
They
daughter.
look like Doom characters.
I know. Yeah,
it's like the floating ball orb demon.
I think
from
this one's
Doom.
is that the same kid? No, it's a different kid. That one's my older one.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, it's, the way the socks are folded, it kind of looks like she has Down syndrome, but I can assure you,
She's perfectly
she's
normal.
normal kid.
Healthy baby.
Yeah. She has the head of a Down syndrome kid, but none
That's
of
all.
the inside,
The mind.
the DNA,
Perfectly sound.
perfect. By the way, I got cookies there if you guys want. Abby made
Little
you guys
cookie.
cookies.
Oh, cookie.
That goes hard. Thank you, Abby.
Shout out to
Abby, if you're seeing this in post, I appreciate it.
Yeah, she said you're finally having actual friends over. All right, make some
She
cookies.
likes that you're hanging out with a bunch of 20-year-olds.
No, she was actually kind of concerned about it. She's like, these guys, do you know them from something? And they were like, oh, they know like the YouTube channel. And she was like, so you're just having like YouTube channel people,
You're
like
just having
over at the
weird
house?
fans come over.
You're just
Yeah.
having fans come over, and that's.
I was
I'm sure
like,
that's
they
gone
don't-
well in the past, right?
They don't seem like they're gonna kill me or anything. So
We're just kleptos. We're gonna take shit that you're not gonna notice. For
But just like
months.
small things, because
Yeah.
there's not gonna be valuable shit. Because we're not doing it for money. We have a mental problem.
that I need that. That's what I use to bolt the security camera on the wall.
I know, that's the
yeah,
point.
yeah.
I'm gonna
it's-
use
I
it.
want to take something that you need.
I'm gonna.
I want something that, like, I'm
Has
gonna
a
be
lot of
5 minutes out
utility.
and you're gonna be like, oh,
like a
you
plunger.
fucking took my drill.
Like something that you don't want but you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck. That's brutal. You guys are, by the way, this is the most college shit I've ever seen. You showed up with a bag of drinks.
A bag of drink. Hey, listen, we're drinking this juice. I don't think it's particularly hydrating. Gotta stay hydrated, guys.
Man, when you're having a little bit of the up potion,
Gotta drink your water.
you
Also,
gotta have some water. You
I'm gonna be
gotta
honest.
hydrate.
I woke up 45 minutes before this podcast started. I need a Red Bull.
Hey, you guys want to hear my idea for a video game?
Sure.
What's your video game idea?
So I always have like, if I have video game ideas, it's always something that's like unachievable by today's standards and like game development. But I think this one is achievable if someone goes about it in a smart way.
Okay.
And I think it's going to capture a whole new audience of people that, because it kind of transcends genres. Huh? It's a whole new,
Okay.
it's a whole new
Buzzwords
thing. Yeah.
Already. I'm liking
Yeah.
it.
And I feel like this game could synergize.
Oh, yeah.
You got it wet.
Yeah.
For sure.
Would you say it would maximize utility?
Maybe. Yeah. It's really going to take advantage of low hanging fruit. Yeah.
Will there
in
be any
the-
mergers or acquisitions involved?
I don't know, but let me segue into what this game's all about. Yeah. Dude, fuck this. I'm quitting this. I'm going into the corporate world. I'm going straight
That
in.
shit is so easy.
You would
Yeah.
make it. It's a scam.
I feel like I'm middle management material, like Michael Scott. You know, where it's like I don't really,
negotiating.
I don't know anything, but I could talk it. I could, and then they'll be like, "Could you actually like do some work?" And I'll be like, "That's nice.
And I'll be like, hey, James.
Let's synergize on that." And I'd be like, "Which means you do 98% of the work, and I sign off on it." Yeah.
That was my idea.
I'm thoroughly convinced that the corporate world is a fucking sham. I've worked 2 like professional internships at this point. One was at like a center for the disabled. Basically, they just collect disabled people's insurance. That's how they make their money. Then I worked at a law office. And at the law office, I went through their computers and I looked at all their like pricing models and shit. And one of my jobs, I did paralegal work, was to literally just like change names in a Word document. And I looked at the pricing for what they charge for those. $3,000 for an intern to change names in a Word document that they already have and then ship it to them. Anybody can do that shit, man. Be a lawyer. Go get your degree. Get your piece of paper.
Were there any disabled people working at the Center for Disabled People?
Yes, a lot. Actually, there was a blind lady, and it was really funny because I would do all of her printing. That sounds bad, but I would do all of her
What
printing.
the fuck did a blind lady need with printing materials?
I don't know, but I think it was just documents for like
the toes
clients.
are in. Let's go.
What's the alcohol content on this?
It's gonna be pretty good.
So we're rocking at a good 12 to 14%.
I have had nothing but a double shot of espresso today, and I'm
oh no.
Brother, you're gonna be fucked
I
up.
woke up and went straight to class, left class early, came right here.
damn.
I'm not
Okay,
going through that.
yeah, we're gonna need that Chick-fil-A pronto. they need to step
Yeah,
on
you
it.
might need to slow down a little. I'm pacing myself. This shit is really good though.
It
it's
is
really
surprisingly tasty. It is. I think Abby's actually gonna get a kick out of this if she does it. If she can get by like the soap scum.
good. We got to filter it.
Just
for
fil-
filter
the-
it for her.
yeah.
See,
Filter it for
I
the
feel
lady.
like when we told you like initially we were like, yeah, we have a recipe. It's really good. You were probably like, yeah, whatever, fuck you, kid, and you thought it was just gonna be a funny video. But no, we actually know what we're doing.
Well, you also didn't give me like any actual information. You were like, it's super easy. You just pour it in, and then you do that, and then you show up, and you're like, you didn't massage the yeast and lay it. You didn't get it to the optimal temp.
Well, I thought you would have read the instructions on the package.
You were my fucking instructions.
You didn't do the foreplay?
You were the leader of the. You don't remember him? He had to.
A woman
drop
doesn't come in
elbows on
and
that
ask
shit.
you to, like go downstairs. You do it because it's respectful.
So I
You
had
do
to,
it because it's the right thing
You
to
got to
do.
respect the art, Samuel. You got to respect the
You
art.
came to me with the fucking idea, and then you were like, "Just buy this shit. You'll be all right."
I mean, it turned out good. It turned out good, didn't it?
It did after some hiccups.
What I've learned is to just always trust Johnny. You know, Johnny's in charge. I let Johnny be in charge, and that's just how it is. You know, Grant lets Johnny be in charge, and he just takes care of everything for us.
Oh, yeah. I let Johnny be in charge.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's the point man. You know, he's there.
But-
He's doing things.
So
That's I don't have a single friend like that.
something I learned recently about Johnny, the reason that he knows so much random shit is he'll go to work.
It's autistic.
And, well, yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got...
No one's told you
he's got
that yet,
something
but
wrong.
I feel like you don't have a mic, so you can't even rebuttal. But don't give it to him.
I
Yet.
haven't
Take that
gotten-
mic back. I want to have full. Nobody's told you that yet, and you're gonna have to sit in silence without being able to defend yourself. But
He has all the symptoms.
you put off heavy autistic vibes. Yeah. Not heavy, but like you'll be able to manage in the world.
You know,
No, it's like.
But people, you can't respond. You don't have the mic. You can't. You gotta let me finish.
Gotta let him finish.
You nerd. Yeah. No. You gotta let me take my time.
yeah.
You'll get through life and you'll be successful at whatever you do. But in the back of everybody's minds, they're gonna be like, "That guy's out there a little bit. That guy's a little bit."
At work, instead of working, like in his downtime, he'll just read Wikipedia articles, like tons of them, like by the
Heavy, yeah.
hundreds, by the hundreds.
That's definitely some like Sheldon from the Big Bang Theory level energy there.
He'll come home with
You're like edgy Sheldon. Yeah.
he'll come home with a new joke, and it'll just be like some random like Roman fucking emperor or something, and I'm supposed to like get the reference, and I'm like, that's not even in the history books. You had to dig into so many Wikipedia articles for
Do
that.
you know what Caligula would have said to Nero?
Oh my god! Did you guys hear about Clavicus? Oh
Yeah.
my god! Yeah, it's
He comes out with just the weirdest stories, man. Just like the craziest stuff, like raw milk, you know, all these kinds of things.
Shout out to all my Diocletian fans in the chat.
something
I'm
that
fucking with cabbage is heavy today.
big cabbage energy.
Oh wait, let's get back to that game idea. I had this insane game idea.
right.
Okay, this came into my mind right before you guys showed up, and it was so you know how they have like a truck driving simulator.
I
And,
play
like-
that game all the time.
It's so
I love ATS.
and,
freedom.
okay, well then you guys might vibe with this.
Yeah.
So they have truck sim, and then they have train sim where you drive trains. Then they have this is the new idea. What if you could be like a railroad bum, like a homeless guy,
That's fire.
from, like,
That's
train to
that's
train.
dope.
Like a train hopper?
and you go like, I'm starting in Atlanta, I need to get to Cincinnati, and here's the available routes, and you go jump on a train. If you miss the train, you're fucking you. Thumbs up, bitch. Like, you got to hitchhike your way there. Hope you don't get picked up by a rapist or something like that.
So that's the
And then
difficulty factor is you
That's
add
the
the
difficult.
rapist.
Well, the difficulty factor is like sometimes the person picks you up and they don't know that you're the rapist.
Oh.
Yeah.
Increased train
But
speed.
the
Is it multiplayer?
no, this is a single player thing. But you do hop on trains, and then when you get to different stops, all of a sudden it turns into like that Hello Neighbor game where like the railroad police or whatever are kind of they're on the prowl and you have to hide, or sometimes they drop off cars for the night, and so you have to survive through the night and figure out like, is this car getting picked up by a train going to Cincinnati, or am I gonna wake up in Austin? You know
who you got to get on developing that game is you got to get that like team of guys who I assume are like from somewhere in Eastern Europe who made a drug dealer simulator or like thief simulator.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Those guys, they probably already have everything you need mechanics wise because they already make like games like funny games like that. I mean, I feel
And
like
they work in like weird niche mechanics where they're like, I get that this isn't gonna appeal to everybody.
But it appeals to a very small group of
Very
people, and
small
they love
group.
it. It's
It'll be
perfect.
Die Hard, yeah.
It's what they want.
Yeah, it would be like if you've played Kenshi.
that's
like
that's the German model of gaming is you just make like niche titles that the people who like it will
Name
pay
one
for.
game that came out of Germany.
Gothic.
Wow, that was quick. Wow, kind of made me shut the fuck up. All right, never
That's why we
mind.
let him be in charge.
Is that a game? Is that a game? Gothic?
Yeah, Gothic is like pretty popular, but it's like niche. It's like an RPG fantasy kind of thing.
What's funny is with Johnny, we can't really fact check him because we don't know if he's right or wrong.
Yeah, he made that
and
up.
Then he
on the
just make
spot.
that up and just straight up.
And he
lie to
said
us.
he stays on Wikipedia, so he's probably already made. He's preemptively thought of the lie.
Actually, I edited the Wikipedia.
Yeah, I was gonna
article.
say he made the Wikipedia page
Wait.
for Gothic, German RPG.
Is
Are you
it-
fact checking
Is
him?
it Gothic 3 Forsaken Gods from 2000?
Gothic 2.
Gothic 2.
No, go to the fucking wiki.
Oh wait.
Wait, you're fucking it up. Go to the wiki thing. We gotta find
really quick.
role playing by
It's German.
German
He's
company
right.
Piranha Bytes.
Now here's the thing though. There's just no reason you should know that.
I stand corrected. Yeah.
You're a criminal.
What's your path? Your
Major.
your major. Wait, what's your skill tree? What skill tree did you pick in life?
So I spec'd into psychology and linguistics.
Oh, do you know any languages besides English?
I know a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of Gaelic.
Oh, Gaelic. It's got a funny name.
kinda funny.
What's
You know what the word for woman is in Gaelic?
What's that?
It's pronounced bon, but it's bean. It's spelled bean. B-E-A-N. That's how you spell woman in Irish.
Really? So Sean Bean is just Sean Woman?
Yeah, that's just like John woman, basicly, if you were to
Whoa.
translate it into English.
That's
How that
insane.
works.
Have you seen all those videos? Wait, no, that's not Sean Bean. I'm sorry. I was gonna say of Liam Neeson pissing himself on the sidewalk.
That goes
I love
hard.
those.
Yeah, those are
That
great.
goes hard.
There's
I love.
pictures, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a whole compilation of Liam Neeson pissing himself.
I just love videos of celebrities going crazy. Just like rich and famous people, just because they can't take it. Like the heat has got to be intense. Like there's probably some kind of like crazy like pedophile overlord who's like controlling their life and like telling them what to do.
Or they could just be people that are told that they're awesome 24/7, and so they have these
they think
insane
that
egos.
Yeah.
Like, I can piss myself on the sidewalk. I don't give a fuck. I'm Liam
Who's
Neeson.
gonna stop me? I'm fucking
Yeah.
Liam Neeson.
Or it could be like that whole pedophile ring thing you were talking about. But yeah,
They're all in the cabal,
yeah.
basically.
I'm
comes down
not
to.
a psychology major like you, or have like weird German developer photographic memory. But I would think
it is
that
my
if you're
German ancestry. It allows me to know these things.
if you were gassed up your whole life, I think you would just be like, I'm pissing my pants on the sidewalk. Nobody's gonna say anything about it.
Or he was just on bath salts. That's the third option.
Yeah, I think it's probably you give a.
What kind of damage do you think Liam Neeson could do on bath salts?
Oh my god! If you give him a gun,
Yeah, that Chick-fil-A needs to arrive. I am hungry all of a sudden. Hungry, and I'm putting this down. I have no tolerance for alcohol, man. I never drink.
So-
Wait, come on up here. Come on.
so we
Come on,
had
Glenn.
like a bit of a preparation phase for this because, like you, I've never drank.
Yeah.
So for like the last week and a half, I've just been drinking every day. Like I've been getting home and been like, all right, beer time, and I've just been hammering beers.
Really?
It's been bad for my work ethic for school, but
Oh yeah.
hopefully it'll make it so that I will be less. I will say some less ridiculous shit.
What's your what's your, if you don't mind me asking, what's your game plan for? Okay, so I used to have this section where I would have people write in their problems for the podcast. Problem is everybody's problems are the same because it turns out that everybody that watches this show is like
fucking loser and they're like 15.
late teens to early 20s, and they're like, oh, fucking girl, I like the girl and she don't like me back. And I'm like,
confidence.
and I'm like, all right, send me a picture of the girl, like ask her for like a titty pic or something like that. Send that to me. And then it's always like a 10 out of 10. And I'm like, all right, now send me a picture of you. And they just look like
And
shit.
they sent a picture of a frog.
It's an
I'm
Eastern
like,
European
no,
guy.
I meant like a picture of a human is what I expected to get back. And it's always some freak that is like, looks
like
like
the
Copper
Hunchback of
Cab
Notre
or
Dame.
something. Yeah. And I'm like, well, there's your problem right there. Like if you like those people have no what's the word for it? Like inner reflection, sense of worth or whatever,
Introspection,
where they can look
self-esteem.
at the picture they sent of the girl that they're going after and then see immediately the contrast between that and the picture of themselves right under it in the DMs and go like, oh, that's why I haven't gotten her.
Their
Reality check.
Yeah.
sense of social comparison is totally fucked.
Yeah,
They look-
and I didn't want to just have a show where I went like, here's her and here's you.
That would kind of go hard though, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
It'd be funny, but it'd be kind of sad.
it would be really sad.
Just do one of
for
those roast
people.
bits. They're not
Yeah.
even like really people, right? I mean, honestly, they're from the internet.
Well, I mean, you were one of them until all of a sudden you're here,
I'm not really a guy.
but now you've transcended.
I'm not really a guy either.
You're not one of them anymore. But now it's put me in a weird position where like I think like maybe the patrons are human.
No.
Maybe they're not just a source.
Fuck no.
Maybe they're not just a source of $5.
They're just money cows. You know,
Is
they
that what it
got
is?
personality. They got feelings. You know.
I think that maybe they're all just grants. Maybe they all got Zoomer perms. Maybe they all.
This is my natural hair texture. Man.
No, he's got a Zoomer perm. He went and got that permed up. Yeah, every single one of them.
Ladies who watch General Sam's podcast,
For real,
so,
for
like,
real?
one of you, actually, don't even hit me up.
This
Don't even.
podcast bussin' for real.
for real, on God, no
Yeah.
cap. Put
You
it on
need
my
to-
mama.
You need to get one of those dropped earrings with the little cross on it. You know, the little chain with a cross.
Like Crollo Lucifer.
just one little earring.
Y'all ever seen those edits of like women in porn where they put the Zoomer perm on them and they make them say, "Oh God, I'm about to start busting for real, for real."
I have
That
not
goes
seen
hard.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So wait, yeah, I was gonna ask you, what's your plan? Grab that mic from him. Seize it.
My plan for what?
No, like, okay, so you this is what I was gonna say was people used to write in problems. They had two problems. One was I don't realize I'm fucking hideous and I'm going after someone attractive. Or two, their second problem was like, I'm at a very precarious moment in life and it's something you guys are balls deep in right now. And it is a difficult moment. And I think everybody comes across this moment. And that's, I just finished schooling and now I'm expected to transition into a functioning member of society in whatever you see like that is. You know, that could be carpenter or that could be psychiatrist or that could be, you know, like what's your game plan for the future? Because a lot of these fucking people I've realized are just working, like they finish high school and then they go and work at Domino's and they're like, what's stepping stone to being person with house? Because Domino employee does not get house. You know, how do I become person?
Well,
Yeah, well, I think all right. So the first problem, right, is that I feel like a lot of like people are chronically online and like they don't develop any sort of skills at all when they're younger.
Yeah.
And so
well, this
that-
is my first bit of socializing I've ever done, by the way. I'm one of those people.
Yeah.
I'm
well,
early,
I mean, you don't even have
early
to,
adopter of the internet here.
you don't even have to socialize though. Is what like I'm not necessarily saying that. More what I'm saying is like for example, when I was a kid,
Is that one mine?
that yours is not that one. This is mine.
Is this one mine? Okay.
But yeah, what I was gonna say is like when I was a kid, I was working on my mom with houses and shit, doing like renovation and stuff. So I had like some skills and like I worked, so I had an idea of like, you know, working and shit like that. And like I got a job when I was 15, so that's like a good first step. But like what you actually want to do long term. I mean, I think that saying that everyone needs to go to college is definitely a mistake because it's a huge waste of time. It's a super scam. College is a super scam for sure. It's just a matter of do you want to like eat shit for 4 to 6 years so that you can, you know, have a piece of paper that lets you get millions, or are you okay with just like doing like electrician work and making like 100,000 if you get good at it, and then, you know, just settling down.
The barrier for entry for trade schools is so fucking low. Or to get into
Well, you don't even
trades,
have to do trade
like,
schools.
Being like a plumber, are you kidding me? Like if I wanted to fuck up my back doing like working under kitchen cabinets and stuff like that, like that's not a bad route to go.
Yeah, I have a friend who does finishing. He makes like $20 an hour, and he's literally like part-time. Like he's not even full-time employee. And I don't know. I mean, trades are not a bad way to go. The other thing is like
Is
for
$20 an hour good? I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, it's starting now. If it's part time,
part-time,
yeah, for part time, it's really good for part time.
Because like I get paid like a pensioner, like I get paid once a month, like an old lady. Yeah. So when people are like, yeah, it's like $20 an hour, I'm like, and then they go, and then like I know year and I know month, I don't know hour, and I don't know
on
like
average you're making like $12 an hour at your first job probably.
Okay, because like I also don't know like people like my brother will tell me he's like I make like this much every 2 weeks. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't,
What does that even mean?
Yeah, I don't. I haven't
$8.46
done
at
like a
McDonald's.
paycheck every 2 weeks in forever.
Yeah.
Because I went immediately from high school job
to internet money.
to internet job, which is
Not that cyber check.
high school job's where it's at because you get the paycheck every Friday, baby. And then every Friday you're like, all right, honey, we're going out for a date. And then you better not fucking talk to me next week when I ain't got no money until Friday hits again. And then we can go out again. If you talk to me on Thursday and when I go out for a date, I'm going to punch you in the gut. But
What was that transition like for you? Like going from like high school job to like just.
so I'm very lucky. Like some people go out there and work a lot of bad jobs for a while and then realize that working sucks.
Yep.
I worked for my abusive stepfather at he was like the manager at these apartment buildings, these student housing buildings across the street from the law school at FSU.
Oh, was that you were telling us a story about something
Yeah.
when you were doing that, I think, one time.
And I worked there, and then I ended up getting a restraining order against my stepfather, who was my boss. So I had a restraining order against
Let's
my boss,
go.
and so the owner of the company was like, "You're an employee. You have a restraining order against the guy that tells you what to do. Come on, you need to go.
You gotta do something.
you
Come
gotta
on now.
get
Come
the
on,
fuck
buddy.
out of here." And so I was like, all right, I'll get the fuck out of there. So I left. That place sucked. It was bad. But there was actually a funny story. A pedophile died in there. He was so fat that he fell between his bed and the wall, and his fat body crushed his lungs, and he couldn't breathe, and he died. And then they went in to like go bring out his body, and they found just stacks and like as far as the eye could see, it was just like in this little apartment, stacks of porn mags, like penthouses and stuff.
All
And
of them
then-
underage.
But then there was this little box that was full of Polaroids of little kids, like prints that he had bought. And
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But what is the
He found
little
his passion.
Yeah, he found his one.
That was when Sam discovered himself.
I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
I got somewhere I need to be.
That guy was so gross too, because he had like diabetic lesions on his legs.
Oh, did he have those big purple veins that were like sticking out?
Yeah, he would just walk and he just had open sores on his legs.
Had you
he,
would talk to him before he died?
Yeah, I knew the guy.
God.
Yeah.
What was that like? You were like, oh,
This
guy's a pedophile.
How about this? When they found the pedophile shit in his room, I was like, yeah, that lines up. I was like, yeah. But what was really sad was in his room was a cage that he had a little parakeet in, and this is a traditional Tweety bird cage, right? So it was like the circular, the dome top, flat bottom, and then it had the little thing that hung down with the stick, and then the bird would sit on it and go, "Woo, I'm a little Tweety bird," right? Okay. But the guy was so gross and so disgusting that the bird had shit so much that it had made a mountain of shit, and the top of the mountain was cut off by the little swinging post where he would knock his own diarrhea off of the top of the mountain.
Oh my!
He just looked like Asmongold, but in bird form.
Yeah. And he actually, what's funny about Asmongold is the guy that walked in there and found his dead body.
Asmongold
happened to be a bird freak. Like this guy loved birds, looked exactly like Asmongold, and was like, saw the body and was like, that guy's blue. He's been here a while. Like he's like, they found him like a week after he died. Yeah, but they ended up going in there because he stunk. But
man, that's got to be the worst. They only find your body because you smell.
Yeah,
nobody went to check on you. You
No.
were just fucking smelling.
That guy was alone in this world, and he was one of
He
those.
was a pedophile, so I mean, you kind of have to be.
He was one of those freaks that's like in the academia world, but not a teacher for their whole life. Where you're just
researcher.
like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, that's like a whole nother level of like
He's
failure
a
to launch.
communications professor.
Where they rope themselves into thinking taking college classes for 20 years is a perfectly viable life path. But no, the guy walked in and he looks at the bird and he goes like, holy shit, like forget the dead guy, this bird's in trouble. He's been sitting on this pile of shit. And like the paramedics were there like trying to give this guy it was funny, they ran into his room and then they sat there for 10 seconds and then they just walked out real slow with the stretcher because they're like, that guy's dead. Like he's been dead.
I mean,
But
I feel like that guy has the right idea. I mean, like, you don't mourn for the living or the dead, but that bird, you got to get him
Yeah.
out of there. I mean, come on.
I've never seen someone so quickly transition from like human life, oh, he's dead, to like this bird. Like, and he took that thing and he kept giving us updates. He's like, look at it now, man. That coat's never looked so good on that bird. Like I cleaned him up.
I mean, fuck people. Birds are.
I washed all
birds
the
are pretty.
pedophilia off that. Yeah, some birds are awesome.
Cool. Birds are nice.
I want to get some pigeons. I want to get some like homing pigeons and start racing them and shit. That'd be fun.
Oh, you're going for the Mike Tyson route?
Yeah.
They need to make a thing where you can put on VR goggles and then you have a little camera on a pigeon and then you can like pretend you're the pigeon and you race them with like other rich people. That would be like
That'd be gamers.
Oh, we're this is a added layer to we're having a game dev podcast right now where we had the hobo sim.
Yeah.
Which that definitely could be worked on. There's more elements that could be worked on there. But a first-person VR game where you have like the first, and you're a bird, and you can like shit on people if you want.
It'd be like drone racing, but you're a bird.
And and just for fun, you could like fly into someone's house and just see like the Puerto Rican woman coming after you with a broom.
Oh yeah,
that's
just put in
that would be half the fun.
It's like a
in this bag?
Rockstar bit.
Yeah.
Just put in a bunch of those.
yeah. So you see a house with the door open, fly in. Why not?
For sure.
What's the worst that could happen?
And they got little Easter eggs, like maybe you fly into like I don't know, Harvey Weinstein's house, and he's got some women there that you don't recognize.
Maybe you fly into that fat guy's apartment, and he puts you in a cage and makes you sit in your own shit.
And then there's an Easter egg where you can open a little box under the bed.
Yeah. You see him doing horrible shit for years until you finally escape when Asmongold comes and saves you.
Yeah, we'll have some streamer cameos because that's how every game gets off the ground nowadays. They all start with streamers.
Yeah. You don't start with a genuine idea. You start with star power first. Who can we get to push this game?
How can I get Pokimane to play this with her subs? How can I do that?
How can I get Pokimane to show me her feet?
Yes,
that's the real question.
How do I get my game on screen on her stream
with
Fade's
feet?
Also, she shows one of her dark brown nipples, and then it gets put on live stream fails, and everybody sees it, and they go, "Oh, the nipples there!" But what's that game? You're like a bird in a pedophile's apartment or something like that. That seems like something I'd want to play.
And they'd be sitting there stroking their shit, jerking and fucking and sucking and shit, and then they'd associate coming with your game, and so they'd have to play it every time they jerk off.
Chemical addiction.
That was Pokimane, right? That did the nip slip, or am I?
No, that was Alinity.
Alinity. Fuck.
That shit was fat, man.
I have like in my mind, this is like it's like the most sexist shit I've ever said, but like in my mind, like all the female streamers are like melted into two people.
This is not the most sexist thing you've ever said.
It's like
I know that's not true. I know you're lying.
There's like female streamer, and then there's female streamer with Tourette's. Like those are the two. It's like the one that says the N-word and gets away with it, and then just regular woman streamer. Yeah,
I have noticed though, like a lot of the female streamers are starting to just turn into like Pokimane and Alinity. They're all just like
they're homogenized.
They're light brown, dark hair, very pretty, in like moderate weight. They all look the same. Like every single
boyfriend.
Where's our fat bitch streamers? I want some chonkers.
I need some whales.
We got Sigma. She's part of the team. I don't want to call her.
Is she chonker? Yeah,
she's porked up.
She's porked up.
She's porked up.
That's what's up.
I need a little pork in my life.
Sigma, you gotta move your. Oh, now
Sigma
it's on them.
Sigma from the team.
Yeah,
we
you
love
guys have to do solidarity fists over
Solidarity for porkers.
You're breaking the mold of the Stacy streamer. Let's go.
That's
good for you. And she's good at games. She's good at video games. That's a real woman.
That's what's up. Yeah. Be good at games.
And I bet she can cook too.
I bet you she can.
I bet you she's good.
I'm gonna be pissed off if
she looked like she eat good. You know what I'm saying?
That would piss me off if I found out the fat, like the one not fat. I'm sorry, the one thick streamer lady.
Let's not.
The one slim thick shoddy.
Yeah, eats mac and cheese out of the box, like Kraft mac and cheese. Like I'd be pissed. I want her to be making some like serious, good food. That'd be awesome.
I want her to be up in there like Betty Crocker.
Yeah. Does anybody have my cell phone? Where is our Chick-fil-A?
I don't know.
Where'd my cell phone go? Did anybody?
Is Sam already that drunk? This guy is fucked up.
This guy is geeked.
Hold on.
This is why we prep.
The order was dropped off 28 minutes ago.
Oh shit!
Turn this shit up, man. I need my chicken, bro.
Man, fuck this show. Hey, no, let's just thank Stalt. You guys don't even know Stalt, do you?
Nope.
I want to thank.
Thanks for Rust streams.
Thank you. We appreciate it. We love you.
Stalt, thank you for editing this.
I've only watched 2 of your videos.
I feel really bad about not getting a 4th mic, by the way, Adam. I'm sorry about this. You guys have to.
He doesn't deserve a mic. I mean, look.
You were a late addition. Yeah. I'm not, dude. By the way, Adam, look at this guy. Wouldn't he look great with a Groucho Marx Like the glasses with the mustache and the nose.
Oh yeah.
That shit would be hilarious on you.
What are you gonna say to your?
I think Sam. Is
I think you could
right.
just give him a fake mustache and he'd be balling.
Can you? I'm looking at that Turkish blood coursing through your veins. You are capable of growing a thick mustache.
I can.
Why don't you have
I shaved last night and I left the mustache and I left the chin.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what?
You should grow the mustache. Get like the biggest mustache.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna be munching into the mic? Is that cool?
Yeah, you can munch. Yeah, just don't put it like right up in the mic. But you know what?
So we're gonna be giving a Chick-fil-A taste test.
I've learned they
real
complain
close.
about anything. They don't care. Like if you don't eat, if you eat in the mic, they're like, if I can eat in the mic, that's the worst thing you do. If you don't eat in the mic, they find something else.
Can I maybe do a little smoky?
But you never got to your. Will you stop coughing on this podcast? Grab that microphone,
Pussy.
and answer my goddamn question.
Okay.
The point with my sandwich. What this gives me opportunity to eat, and it gives us all opportunity. Go on a long spiel now that we have food about what's the exit plan for exiting college.
The exit plan?
Yeah,
Survive.
All right. Here's the plan, right?
because this has got to help out all those people that ride in and are like, my life sucks. How do I get my fucking life together?
Step 1, make some friends in whatever field you want to be in. Step 2,
That's the importance of a fraternity. Like my grandfather.
No, I don't even know. I'm not in with that shit. Fuck it.
No. I get that, and I get the whole stigma around fraternities, but they were started in the beginning
Oh yeah.
for the idea of
connections,
just connections. Like
No, it's important.
my grandfather started, or he joined a fraternity, and then he joined those people that sacrifice kids and stuff.
Moloch worshippers.
Freemasons.
Yeah,
he joined. He
Moloch
was,
worshippers.
Yeah, he was like all the way at the top of the Freemasons. He just joined that so he could find.
Yeah, that was my granddad too. Why do both of our granddad? My granddad was like a 37th degree Mason, like the highest one. That guy probably knew about some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like he probably knew where like the codes for mind control were.
I actually have a little Freemason hat in that closet, and
That goes hard.
It's a 32nd degree. And
32nd. That's not bad, but he's no 37th degree.
And I remember him telling me, he's like, yeah, I was like a private in the Army. I forget what he was doing, like some sort of like radar bullshit. And he was in Germany in the 50s during like the Reconstruction post World War II.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if this would fly today, but like some colonel guy got him and a bunch of his other friends that were all Masons. He like stole a plane for them to go to Ireland in order to go to some sort of chapel or something like that to do like a big seminar and some sort of ritual to like advance to like the higher degrees. And I was like, what the fuck? This sounds so fucking like weird. Sounds like some Eyes Wide Shut.
It's mad esoteric for sure.
It just seems weird, but he was like, yeah, like you have no idea how much being in the Masons helped me out, because there's just people that were in my industry that were in it, and like they would see you at the lodge, and they were like, oh yeah, like I'll work with you over like that other guy that isn't at the lodge.
Well, and also they
Yeah.
sacrifice babies together, so it's like, I mean, you have to deal with them.
If you don't
Like, see,
hire me
here's
and
the
you've
thing.
killed a baby with me, I'm gonna be
Exactly.
fucking. I'll rat myself out of spite.
And you're coming down with me.
Mm-hmm.
See, and my grandpa fucked me over because I could be way up there. I could be like the leader of some Central American country or something.
Mm-hmm.
But my granddad was like, nah. I don't want that life. And I'm like,
Mm.
damn, cuz I worship mammon. I want money.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be fire. I wish I could just, have endless power.
Yeah, not all of us are like fucking Grant here, just born into insane Zuckerberg wealth.
It's not.
But like my dad's family, they own like a chain that was kind of like Albertsons.
Oh
You know,
yeah, like the
My family actually invented sliced bread.
Shut the fuck up while the poor people are talking. All right. Anyways, poor guys. We should have gotten like little tramp outfits and been on one couch and then had him in like a crown and
Oh, that would have gone hard.
he just continue, rabble. Continue.
He just has a little
Entertain
whip that he
me.
gets to crack at us every now and then.
More
Just
giggles.
Dance.
More.
Dance.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, my dad's family, they own like this big chain, and then they got killed off by Walmart.
Let's go.
And so my dad, like all these pictures of him, he had this insane bar mitzvah with like just like totally macked out. and they all this like awesome furniture. Like I remember my grandma's house; she had pictures of it. Man, pit couch with a sunken-in living room, big fucking like floor lamp that went over. You know, just like the most modern '70s house of all time.
Some absolute like crazy shit.
And then the company went under, and all of a sudden, my dad's like. I grew up. My dad's like, "Yeah, we're Jewish." I'm like, "You are the worst Jew of all time. We ain't got no fucking money, dude." Like, I remember my parents would always come to me and go like, "Hey, we're having breakfast for dinner." Like it was a treat. I realized that like grits and eggs cost nothing. That's why they were.
That's why it was breakfast for dinner every night.
Yeah, it's like
Let's
breakfast
go.
for dinner. And I'm looking at my dad like, "What the fuck happened to all that like Albertsons money? Like, what the hell? Did you just knock over my fries?"
Cousin, I'm sorry.
Jeez, man.
I'm sorry, bro.
Johnny, weren't you gonna be balling, and then your grandparents got 2008'd?
Yeah, that's real. My grandparents at one point, there's like a super Target in Jacksonville where we're from. That's on like the west side of town. Mm-hmm. So kind of like only one really big one. And my grandparents owned the land it was on, and they had a flea market there. And they sold the land to them, and they made like a shit ton of money. And this was like in the early 2000s. They immediately invested it all in the market, and then 2008 happened, and they lost all of it instantly, just like that.
Woo.
Drip. Imagine the Versace watches you would have.
I know, bro. Imagine the fucking drip. That would have been crazy.
That sucks.
If I had some... I do
you
got
think,
the Gucci
Do you think
slides.
there's like do you think everybody has that one shot to get rich in life, or do you think persistence plays a role?
Persistence.
Probably both. I think both. I think...
You should tell your parents that they're fucking deadbeats because they didn't stay up on that horse.
Mom, why didn't you invest in Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Well,
Fucking stupid bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I straight up, if I had a laptop when Bitcoin first came out. I was in like 5th grade.
Johnny put me onto Bitcoin actually, like a billion years ago, or maybe it was Worth.
Well, Worth put me on, and I probably put you on. But shout out Worth if you're watching this.
Oh, that bread and meat was good for me. I can feel it already.
It's already making you feel a little
in
better.
the tum-tum, yeah.
So check this out, Sam. Were you ever a Minecraft gamer?
Minecraft?
Minecraft gamer, yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was playing Minecraft back when it was only creative mode. It was like the beta or the alpha, and it was just like you had an unlimited blocks that you could play with.
So like inf dev.
It was before there was like any sort of survival.
Oh yeah, I think that was either indev or inf dev. But yeah, this was like when it was like more popular and shit. This was probably like 2012 to
I've been on and
2014.
off Minecrafting since its inception. Like every year, probably every year, maybe every 2 years, I go like, it's time to craft up something. Get a little bit back into it.
When Bitcoin hit the scene, right, it wasn't really regulated at all, so you could kind of do whatever. And as a result, me, when I was in 5th grade or like 6th grade or some shit, when it first came out, was like, oh, it's like fake internet money. I'm gonna do some mining, and so I did a little bit of Bitcoin mining, got a couple Bitcoins, and eventually, one of my friends tell me about a casino on a Minecraft server where you can gamble Bitcoin and get Bitcoin back, and they would give you Bitcoin every day to encourage you to play.
They would give you like 0.5. It was so early in Bitcoin, they were less than like $50. They would give you like a quarter of a Bitcoin every week.
Yeah, it was
basically.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And so I would go in there every day, and I would gamble, and I would put all my money on red every time, and I would make profit. By the time I was finished, and I probably was playing on this bitch for a couple months, and given this is also, you could buy drinks at the bar in this Minecraft server, and it was like a quarter of a Bitcoin, and you just got like a drunk effect in game, so it was totally not worth it, but I was retarded.
Imagine
so
the
I did
amount
it.
of currency just burned.
Yep.
Oh, I guess
for
it
sure.
wasn't burned. It was being transferred to the Minecraft server people. Do you think they kept it? Do you think they're just like,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
on a yacht right now going like, man, that Minecraft casino was a great idea 10 years ago?
Well, yeah, and I feel like people made money because I did. I ended up with 0.1 Bitcoin or something like that, like somewhere between 0.1 and 0.5 Bitcoin when I did it for like a couple months, which, nowadays that would be like thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the laptop that it was on was formatted by my mom when I left it at home.
Bitch.
We looked back on like our old email addresses too for like that server, and we found some that were in my email address dating back to like 2012, I think, and our slush pool accounts were from 2012 too. That was like the original Bitcoin pool.
Yeah.
We fucked up. We were stupid ass kids. We had it in early. We fucked it up.
That sucks that your mom formatted a like.
It was,
If my
didn't- well,
mom,
she
if
didn't-
my
she
mom
didn't
told
know.
me that, I would be like,
give me 10 grand.
who?
You fucked up big time.
No, like I don't. Okay, you guys are of a generation. How old are you? 20. I'm exactly 10 years older than you. So that's the generational divide. My mom, for her to say the words, I formatted your laptop, that would be like, who have you been talking to that taught you how to do that? But your parents are young enough that it's like they might figure out how to format a computer. Like they've been keeping up on it. Like my mom, like the computers came out when she was like 20
she
something.
had my
She's
brother
like,
do it.
oh, okay.
It was she
had
didn't-
outside help.
Yeah, she didn't know what was up. She just was like, "Oh, this is an extra computer, and I need this old shit off of it." And then
There's too much money clogging up the hard drive. We need to get we need to
gotta
flush
get
this
it out of
there.
here.
It was the Vio, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
So,
Vine.
I remember
reason-
when those were popping, dude. When you saw a bitch in at community college pull out a Vio and open it up,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, she's got
She's
money.
gaming.
The
Yeah.
reason that she
She's
formatted it was he stopped using the laptop because he got like a big gaming computer in like 6th grade, and he gave it to me to fix it because it was fucked up, and I couldn't fix it because I was too lazy. I might have been able to figure it out on Google. I don't know. I was like 13, but it sat in my room for like 3 years, and then I finally gave it back to Johnny because he was like, "Hey, do you still have that laptop?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I never fixed it."
And I was asking because it was full of money.
And his mom, or I think your mom wanted it back or
The
something.
money's in the laptop, mom. And she's like, I don't get it.
And I gave it back to him, and then instantly formatted. And then, like, a couple years later, we were like, wait, wasn't that the gaming computer that we played Minecraft on for like 5 years? Isn't that where the Bitcoin is? Over. Done. Cooked. Very sad.
Wait, so how long have
End
you
of
guys known
life.
each other?
2 years old.
Oh.
Kindergarten.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are like,
I've known him my whole life.
We met in pre-K, and it was I like being a kid because it's dope. You're just friends with everyone. I literally walked up behind him, and he was drawing a Pikachu, and I was like, "That's dope, bro." And then we just became best friends.
Bro,
That
the
was-
yellow mouse, the Japanese yellow mouse. Let's fucking
It always
go.
works out. I met John Henry in 6th grade. He was in my math class, and I would go under the table, and I would take his shoes off his foot, and I would steal them. And then he'd make a commotion, and the teacher would be like, you know, what's going on over there? And she'd be like, Johnny, shut up. We go back to teaching. I'd take his shoes again. It's just a process that go over and over and over
so you're the
again.
new guy to the group.
No. I've known him since
Yeah,
6th
but
grade.
he's known each other since 2.
Yeah.
You're the
And then I
newbie.
met him in high school.
Oh.
I met Adam in detention.
Yeah.
Good time. He showed me how to take the trash out and shit.
Yeah.
Very nice guy.
I was there a lot.
Damn.
Yeah.
Weren't you our highest?
Were you guys like behavioral issues or was it?
Not me. The
What?
The administrators hated me, so they could only get me on like 2 things because I was a good kid. But Adam,
Come on, the pizza, bro. That shit was gay.
I'm
Oh.
assuming you were in detention all the time because of
because of what? Because
rampant misogyny.
I
Why
thought you
were
were
you
gonna say
there?
racism.
No, why were you there?
Random bullshit. A couple things with teachers, administrators, whatever it was.
You know what's weird is mine was always the opposite. I was always mean to my fellow peers, but I would always be really nice to the teachers. Me and the
Yeah.
teachers were always cool.
I was good with the teachers, but then one day I would just go too far, and then they were just like, you know what? We're done. We're not doing this.
One time, me and him got a referral together for trying to go in the main building during lunch, and they said that we were trespassing and they were going to call the police.
Yeah, the lady ended up the year that we got quarantined, which was 2020. She ended up having like a domestic abuse situation where she hit her daughter, and then she ended up going to jail. She was like an awful person.
Oh yeah, you told me about that. Yeah, she shoved her pregnant daughter down a staircase. Allegedly. Let's just
But
But the baby disappeared. Is the point? The baby's no longer part of the picture.
Yeah.
Let's just say baby took a tumble. Let's say baby took a tumble.
That was what I
Sophomore. I had this really fat teacher. Like, I'm talking like 400 pounds. Like, this guy, actually, I don't even want to call him fat. I want to call him a fat retard. Because he was fucked up. This guy was so stupid. He, on 6 different occasions, I think, because he weighed so much, he would just break desks all the time. He would sit down in his
Oh, is he
room.
one of those like fat guys that leans on stuff?
Not just lean. I'm talking about you would see this guy in class, just like when you see a little kid sit down and they go like, they kind of like
Yeah, just like that. Yeah,
they like jump.
I have in-laws.
He's like a football guy, so he's
Yeah.
fat and he has muscle.
I have in-laws that basically I got new furniture and then they came over and did that shit where they locked their knees and ass dive into it and
Yeah.
they broke brand new furniture.
Our
And
friend
I'm like-
literally just broke my brand new couch.
And
doing
I'm
that.
like,
guy weighs 350 pounds.
Can
brand
you
new
just sit on something? Do you have to?
Okay,
It wasn't
new to
brand
him.
new.
3-year-old couch.
It's a
3-year-old.
shitty couch.
3-year-old couch I got from my aunt. It was like a $1,500 couch. Fuck you. But basically,
From Wealth.
Well,
Yeah,
basically
his grandma
the,
gave him a $1,500.
the guy would just sit on fucking desks and break them all the time. So fat, so annoying. Hated him so much. He made my life hell.
Yeah.
And
My uncle was one of those fat guys. He leaned on the quarter panel of my car and dented it.
oh no.
And then was like, "Oh, they don't make cars like they used to." And then he never fixed
yeah,
it.
it's not
Yeah.
fucking steel frame.
And
You know,
I
what
was
do you
like-
expect?
I was like, "Yeah, it's not like a girder. It's just a piece of sheet metal." Like you.
Did you try the dildo technique?
No, I didn't.
I wanna try
I
that
know
on
what
my
you're
car.
talking about.
It works. It's real.
Is it?
It is real. Well, it depends on the size, obviously, but it's
I
real.
know what you're talking about. Like for the
suction cup
audience.
dildo? Yeah.
The
Hot water,
what
and then you
people
pull
do
it
is
out.
with a dent in a piece of sheet metal in your car, like they take like a suction thing and they pull it and it pops it out. I actually had a funny thing that I was going to do with I have this friend Bizzle that was going to come stay with me, and we learned about these Mike Tyson push-ups. Have you ever seen how Mike Tyson does push-ups? He
I
puts
have
his
not.
feet on the wall, like his feet are on the wall,
Yeah.
and then he like does like this kind of like it's like a push-up, and then he pulls his ass back to the wall and then goes back down and does a push-up. So his toes aren't on the ground, they're on the wall. And I was like, and I know that he knows that I have been doing Mike Tyson push-ups. And on the wall you can very clearly see where like
Your feet are,
have
yeah.
been. And so I thought it would be funny if I was like, hey dude, this is where I do my Mike Tyson push-ups, man. And like in between my 2 feet was a very obvious place where a suction cup had been for a dildo.
Nice.
That
You know,
goes
because it
hard.
looks like when you do one, like you're slamming your ass into the wall. And then I just wanted to see what his
But
reaction
can you
would
do
be.
them actually? Like,
Yeah, you can do them.
Are they not hard?
I mean, they're as hard as a regular push-up, but
Oh.
like a little bit. It's like a push-up with a little bit of
Pizzazz.
pizzazz. Yeah,
A little bit of stank on it.
it just makes you look cool.
Yeah.
And in that
Gotcha.
moment, I think I look like Mike Tyson.
I'll have to try
That's
those.
why I do it.
I'll probably try them.
Mike Tyson goes hard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fat guy.
Glenn,
So,
get your fat ass off my cord, bro.
I had this fat professor or fat teacher for second period.
Is that mine?
And I would skip first period to get pizzas for my friends at lunch because I would go on like these sketchy ass websites and I'd buy these like sketchy ass like free pizza like Domino's accounts and they'd fucking work and they were like 50 cents. So I was a minor at the time. I don't
Yeah.
know if that's legal or not. I have no idea. But so I bring pizzas to lunch for my friends. And I did not want to bring these pizzas into the fat teacher's room because he had a rule where he could just, like, if you brought in a shitload of food, he could just eat it. Like, he would just do that. And there's nothing you can do about it.
So this wasn't accidental fatness. He was
No.
strategically obese.
He was egregiously fat. Like, this guy, he would be...
But it was premeditated. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't. His parents didn't set him up for failure with the habits. He was
No.
like.
I'm going to be
He
fat,
was
and
like
I'm
an
gonna make it your
apex
problem.
predator for bad food. Yeah, he was finding it.
He
and
sees a
taking it.
cheeseburger, and he gets, like, the predator fucking...
You bring enough for the whole class? Then
I
I
would-
gotta confiscate.
No. Did you bring enough for me?
Yeah.
He didn't give a
Oh,
fuck about the class.
Oh,
he didn't give a
okay.
shit. One time I would bring hot Cheetos to class, and I'd eat them in the back of my class with my friend. And one day we finished half the bag, and he was like, "How many of y'all got left?" And I was like, about half the bag. You want some?" Because, like, he was going to take them regardless. So
Yeah.
might as well just be...
Nice.
like nice about it.
Yeah.
And he was like, sure. And then he just ate the whole bag in front of me. He watched me eat the bag on a desk that he was sitting on that almost broke. And then it broke later on in the year.
Would he like sit on it or?
He would sit on desks and they would just split in the middle because he was so fat. I mean, I'm talking this guy was like 450 pounds probably. Like what'd you say? He was massive.
I would say upwards of 300.
Where do those people buy clothes?
I don't know. He had a son.
Have you ever seen a fat person that's trendy? Because like it's okay to be fat now. Like there's like a fat
Body
acceptance.
positivity.
Yeah. And like sometimes you'll see a fat person that's just like got really nice clothes on. I'm like, where do you find
What's that?
How do you be
Big and tall?
trendy?
Wasn't there like a store that used to always advertise for being like a fat store, like for
Yeah,
for
but they
big
when you
people?
go in there, it's still
Yeah.
if you buy every single thing you wear from one store, you're gonna not be.
I think.
Yeah, like does Gucci make quadruple XL?
No,
I
don't
think
know.
there are. I'm pretty sure I've seen this before. I think there are specifically designer brands that are for obese people.
Fat people?
Because I mean, if you think about it, what like 25% of the U.S. population is obese. You got to make clothes for that 25%.
30%.
30%. Yeah. Oh yeah. Rich people are.
I mean, it's
fat.
gluttony.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, actually, statistically, poor people are fat. I saw a study that says that the reason why poor people are disproportionately obese. Well, it's not just that, but it's like
True, bro. Did you know that plants cause chronic illness, Sam?
I did not.
Sam, you gotta let Johnny Red pill
people
you.
like a rich family, they'll go like, "Hey, we're gonna eat some dinner or whatever," and then as a treat, we're gonna go out for ice cream or something like that.
Yeah.
But like a poor family will go like, "We can't afford to go do things," so our treat is like on Friday, I'll get you guys some McDonald's, and then we can watch some Netflix, and like that's a treat for them. Is like it's combining two things: one, a fun time, and
Watching
two,
TV,
dinner.
good food.
And it's like a one-time thing, and
Yeah.
so poor families are more likely to just get dog shit for their families.
I feel like there might have to be more to it than just that, though, because like
Oh, there's never one answer for
Yeah,
everything.
well,
It's
I just-
always a bunch of
wicked
things coming in.
problem.
You're a statistics guy. Isn't it? It's
are the
never
numbers in
one
this?
quick answer. There's
Give us the
always
statistical
There's
reasoning
always
behind fat
factors.
people.
Tell us where's the source of fatness. Tell us what's the.
Is it
Okay,
McDonald's?
I was under the impression there's been like I've read like a few articles on this because I was curious about it. It tends to be in poor people because if you think about it, going to like a store, you go to the grocery store and you say, I want to make like a
frozen shit.
yeah, frozen shit, whatever. But like usually you see rich people or well off people, they get like fresh produce.
Yeah.
Fresh produce is not expensive. The main thing is the time, and they have to like cook shit.
Yeah.
So poor people don't have that alternative. Instead,
don't have time.
Exactly, they don't have time. They don't have money.
Yeah.
So instead, they'd rather just go to McDonald's, get like a couple cheeseburgers for the kids, and then that's it. That's the
Do
meal.
you think
they
it's
throw
more
out.
they don't have time or that they're too exhausted because they're working
Exhausted
double
time.
shifts?
It's like
Or-
I see those. As
Shout out America.
Or are they maybe not educated on like
Yeah.
how like because I feel like
they
most
weren't taught proper technique.
I feel like if you
We need more smart poor people.
Yeah.
Is what you're saying.
It's just
yes more why are poor people so dumb? They just need to be smarter.
Every poor person,
Honestly.
if you're reading this or if you're watching this and you're poor as shit, you need to get a PhD. Start with that.
yeah, start
And
start,
then-
start
and
with
then
your
go-
13-year degree that
go-
costs $250,000.
Oh, so you get how much student debt do you guys have? Are you-
Zero.
None.
None?
Yeah, we all
My
okay.
dad got a free case.
Hey,
Bright futures, baby.
the
That
first
shit goes
step,
hard.
Live in Florida. This place or live in Georgia. They have like the peach
Sam.
thing. It's the same thing.
I get paid to go to college.
Yeah, I got
Really?
$400 to
Yeah.
go to school this year.
I have
Oh,
a
you guys
prepaid
are
my
smart
dad got.
cookies.
Yeah,
College was like, come on, what are you gonna give us? Like, why should we take you?
we're all pretty smart cookies.
I didn't even get into college. I had to
Oh.
go to community college. I did the Sam Tech. I went to TCC, and then they had to let me into FSU
yeah.
Oh,
by
you did
law.
the what
That
is it?
transfer.
You
Well,
did
yeah.
the
Well, I did
transfer?
APs in high school, so I only had to go there for like a couple semesters.
I did something very similar to that. I stopped going to high school.
That's baller.
basically
Apparently, taking AP classes and not going to high school are the exact same thing because my guidance counselor was like, we're going to send you to TCC and then every class you take, we're going to give you credit on it, high school credit, because you're just like, you're testing, like your standardized testing you do well on, but then you just tell teachers to go fuck themselves when they give you homework. So
Yeah, that's basically what I did.
yeah, so they sent me to TCC and they're like, if you complete a class and get college credit, then we'll take that as high school credit. And so that was me basically being able to do the same thing, but without having the brains for it.
Here's what I think the Florida scam tech is to absolutely just run the system and get as much money for as little effort. Go to the worst high school in your area. Go to the worst one and just never show up. Only show up for tests because the bad high schools are really easy. You don't even have to try. All my friends who went to bad high schools,
We got a
they
good
didn't
couple.
even do homework.
Yeah, they just got into UF and they were,
Yeah.
top 5.
So you show up, you don't do anything. You hardly pay attention at all. You still get a 4.0 because you're going to this easy-ass high school. You get the bright futures to go to college for free. And if you go to a community college, your tuition is lower. So you still get the full Bright Futures, but your tuition's lower. So they give you a refund for the amount that you would have gotten. You get to pocket that money. You don't have to try in high school, and you get to go to college. It's such a scam.
And if you apply for scholarships on top of that, all of that is extra money too.
Write the 500-word essays.
Also, now you can take a debt. You can take out loans and get $10,000 of loan forgiveness, even if you're not a Pell Grant with the new Biden meme.
Yeah.
So it's literally just
Have you
free.
seen all
If
those
you
people
have
upset about the Biden thing?
Oh, see, here's the thing. I'm just a scam artist. I don't have any like real opinions on things beyond like I don't want people telling me what to do.
Does it take advantage? How do we take advantage of that?
Oh, well, I can take advantage of it because I already have my shit paid for.
Yeah,
so I don't
then-
need to take debt. I'm just going to get free money. Fuck them.
Dude, look at that. Boy, Grant here is getting a round 2 of the cider. That's how you know he's not faking it. He's not sipping and
Can
going
we
like,
get a quick like rating like out of 10 from everyone here on like what the cider?
Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and do a full analysis.
I'm going to be honest. It's better than the one that we made the first time.
Now that we've
I think the molasses added something for sure.
Now
It
that
tastes
we're
like
aerating
lightly
it?
salty.
Yeah.
It's good. Yeah, it does have a little bit of salt to it. It's honestly my only comparison I have is like those like apple cider, like I don't know, like hard apple cider. Yeah. Okay, so you go upstairs and you look at the stove, and the cupboard to the left of the stove, there should be some glasses right next to the refrigerator. Anybody want a glass?
You get
4 glasses with ice.
And I'm
Yeah. Hey, and admire that kitchen while you're in there. It's got renovated since last time you were there.
It's beautiful.
It's brand new. Oh,
It's the cream of the crop.
hey, you know.
I mean, you
Okay,
fucked
now get
up
out of
those
here because we're gonna
tiles,
talk shit
but,
about
you
you.
know.
All right, now that he's gone, I was telling Adam this because I thought he was of wealth,
fucked up.
right? But I was like, that's the first.
just fucked up.
I was gonna say that I doubt he's gonna appreciate that kitchen because like I've always lived in places with shitty kitchens. I've never had a nice kitchen. That is the nicest kitchen I have ever had. Or
Brother
been.
has never had a kitchen without granite countertops, so I don't. He might.
Yeah,
not get
that's why I said to Adam, and then Adam was like, I'm not as like Grant was talking some shit. I'm not as wealthy as Grant is. Yeah. Because
I mean,
I was
that's the problem with arguing with Grant is that at the end of the day he can always be like, I'm rich, I don't care.
I can fail. My parents will buy me success.
And he's right too. He's not wrong.
nothing you can say.
He has more money than me.
Yeah.
It's over. I'm sorry. I'm fucked.
If this becomes a funds battle, I
It-
can't win it.
I grew up with a kitchen that had bright orange 1970s countertops, and it was just rough. It was rough. Oh, we had our trash can in the hole where the dishwasher used to be because we couldn't afford to have a dishwasher. It broke, and we were like, fuck, and we pulled it out, and then we were just like, trash can goes in that little cubby hole right there under the old countertop.
We don't even
I gotta
have
pee
a-
while he's gone, dude. I'm sorry.
I got a pee too. I was gonna do that, but then I got distracted.
You ever look at people in unfortunate circumstances and go like, you know, they may be poor, but they have a cooler life than I have.
Yeah. Dude, he was an extra.
I had a friend growing up that was like not quite in a trailer, but more like in a house that should have been condemned. And they just had like turntables outside in like a pole barn.
Nice.
And they would go out there and like like they had been rained on so many times, the turntables, they didn't really work anymore. And like when I would go over there, my mom let me go over to this guy's house like 4 times before she realized, 1, I'm dropping my kid off at basically like a cracked in, and 2, she realized the parents were beating the shit out of each other. Like usually whenever there's domestic abuse, it's like the dad's beating up the mom,
But this way was
and there's
was
been
both
an
ways.
established hierarchy of like who's getting their ass beat and who's doing the beating.
Yeah.
This particular family, they hadn't come to terms on that.
Free for all.
It was a free for all where the mom would like, she would get hit a couple times. She's like, oh, that's how this is going down. She would start throwing hooks too. She's like, I'm not going down without a fight. If you
That's
want
kind of
to,
epic.
yeah, if you're gonna have a battered wife, you're gonna have to fucking earn it,
Yeah.
you know. And so they would be, you know, it looked like Rock'em Sock'em Boppers in there. They would be throwing
I need a woman
haymakers.
like that in my life.
Right? And they were cool, but very violent household.
Yeah.
And I just remember going over there, and they would always have the wildest shit. Where I was like, "You guys are obviously not as privileged as I am, in terms of like,
That's me every day.
in terms of
I
like,
wake up and I see Johnny.
yeah."
Boom.
But at the same time, you guys are having way more fun than I am. Like, I never get to see my parents just having a full-on 9-round brawl in the living room while I'm making lean chicken.
It didn't feel abusive.
What, the two of them?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Oh.
I remember the last time I went over there, the mom had separated from the dad, and they were just in a single-room apartment, and they had gone to Fun Station and gotten, they had won some, like, inflatable alien that, like, you would punch it, and he would go, like, "Meow," and then he would come back up.
Yeah.
And that was it. They had mattresses on the floor, and then they had an inflatable alien that they could punch, and it would go over and then come back up. And I thought that was so cool.
Well, we might
like,
not be
as
able-
a kid, you didn't understand poverty, but like I would go over there, I'd be like, "Well, you got the living room's here." And the kitchen's in this room. This place is
That
fucking,
goes hard.
And your fucking couches are your bed. This place fucking rules.
Yeah.
I had no frame of reference of like, wow, this is rock bottom. I didn't realize this was rock bottom for them.
So even though we can't establish for sure what the relationship was on who was doing the beating, do we know who started it?
The dad was.
It was the initiator.
The
Actually,
dad-
the bottle started it.
I get the feeling you guys didn't come from like abusive households or anything.
That's I mean, I feel like that's like the Southern specialty is like the parents like they like if you're like actually a redneck here, your grandma probably like, you know, kids could do whatever they wanted. They kind of ran the house, but like, you know, daddy was drinking, so you
Yeah.
know. He has some rules for mommy, but
after 5
the-
p.m. you stay away from dad. Yeah.
Well, see, the other classic is the children should be seen, not heard.
Oh.
That one goes hard.
Yeah.
I think my grandparents actually told me that when I was younger.
Really?
Yeah. My grandpa was a hard ass when I was a kid.
It's sad when people have kids that don't like kids. It's like, why the fuck do you do that, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I love like I love having conversations with my kids. Once they start like going above saying single words and they start doing sentences, oh man, there's nothing better than talking with a kid. Because they'll come up with like very quickly a mind starts scheming and understanding relationships between people. And the first thing that like people talk about, like humans have like a heart of darkness and they're prone to violence or something like that, or there's true good in people. But like the first thing that we learn is what are the social rules and how do I break them? Yeah. How do I bend them to my will? And because my daughter will be like, all right, I get that I have to sleep in my room, but hypothetical situation here. What if I snuck out of my room at 3 a.m. and came like tiptoeing into your room? Could I lay out maybe a pillow and a blanket and a book or something in your room that I may or may not use at 3 a.m.? And I'm like, are you hinting that you're going to sneak out of your room in the middle of the night? She's like, I would never do that. I would never. And then at like 4 a.m., I'll look over off the edge of the bed. She'll be sleeping on the floor next to me with that preemptive bed she's laid out and everything with a book. Yeah, kids are wild, man.
I would do something like that, except it was even creepier. I would just like get scared, and I would like walk into my parents' bedroom, and I would just like stand there and stare at them until they woke up and noticed me, and so that I would ask them if I could sleep in their bed, and they'd be like, "What the fuck, John Henry?"
I would. My mom always, she went to bed with a huge glass filled up to the top with ice water. Because she was like, if I wake up and I'm thirsty, what happens? I'm like, I don't know, the kitchen's right there. But like that was like her thing. She's like, if I wake up and I'm thirsty, I want to have a glass. So every kid in the house knew there's a glass of ice water right there waiting for you. I would go in there at night all the time while she was sleeping, and she would always lay on her side facing the door. Yeah. And I would use my shadow to like cast a shadow over her face, and I would sit there just like a fucking piece of shit. I knew what I was doing. I would just loom over her drinking, and I would wait for her to like there's like a sixth sense there when you know if you're asleep if someone's looming over you. And so I'd sit there and just drink over her, and every time she would just like oh my god. she would wake up and I would just be sitting there drinking. I would laugh to myself. But yeah, I remember that shit.
That's fucked up, man.
When I was a little kid, how I would like get my parents to do shit for me in the night, like if I wanted to sleep with them or if I just like didn't really like feel good, I would just like tump over. I had this big rocking chair in my room that probably weighed like 80 pounds. Maybe it was a giant wooden rocking chair, but it was rocking. So I was a little kid. I could still push it over. I would just push it over in the middle of my fucking room, and then my dad would wake up because it would be so fucking loud because I was like the next room over from them. Yeah. And then when he came over to like pick it up, because by that point he's expended enough energy, he's awake. You got to pick up a chair. I would just say like, can I sleep with you instead? Can I just go back to your room?
Wait, so you would get up, dump a chair,
yeah,
and then you would get back in bed?
I would get back in bed with them. I would make him come get the chair. I would also scam.
So he would just walk in and you'd be standing next to a tipped over chair.
Literally.
You were scamming.
Literally.
That is the weakest scam of all time.
No, it was just like I was like too like.
That's like a scam. That's a scam from privilege.
I didn't want to go in there and like wake them up. I was like too scared or something. So I would just like pretend that like the chair fell over. And
is your dad retarded?
No, he obviously he would know, but I'm like a little kid. He probably wouldn't like be like, "Hey, retard! I know you fucking dumped that chair over, you fucking dumbass."
Yeah.
Also, I would scam my parents. My mom, when I had a really bad like fucking diaper wetting problem. I would have to wear like a diaper to bed every night.
To what age?
Like 4. And yeah,
I got them beat.
Late.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I wet the bed till 7.
Really?
Yeah.
But I had no problems with any.
Really?
My mom was like, classic rich person move. I don't want to deal with this fucking kid. Let's throw money at the problem. So every time that I wouldn't piss the bed, she would let me go to Target with her because she would go to either Publix or Target like every day, and they sold Matchbox cars in Target. So I was all in. I was like, Matchbox car. Yo, I don't even know what this is. It's just a little thing that rolls.
So you were a Matchbox kid instead of a Hot Wheels?
Oh no, I was a Hot Wheels. I call them Matchbox cars as my grandma did, but they're Hot Wheels. I would always buy Matchbox cars were dead by then.
You know what we were really doing though was the Beyblades.
Yeah,
the Beyblades are fucking. Those went hard. Going into fucking Target and getting yourself one of them crazy little contraptions, then going and just and then just go. That shit goes crazy.
Yeah, but
Bakugan?
my mom would give me those $5 like whatever I want. If it was under $5, I could get it. So what I would do is I would still piss the bed like in my diaper like every fucking night.
Yeah.
But I would just go in the closet and I would just throw the diaper in there, still full of piss. And I kept that up for like 2 or 3 weeks, just pissing in diapers and then throwing them in after she added this. Because I guess I was smart enough for that. But I guess that's not a super smart scheme.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually it just started smelling. It just started fucking reeking. And I had a nanny during the day who would like clean the house. And she came into my fucking room.
Yeah.
And she was like, hey, Grant, you can't throw your diapers in the closet. She told my mom.
Did she call you Lord Grant? Or?
No.
Oh, okay.
But my mom was so
Master
fucking
Grant.
pissed.
Master Grant, you can't be pissing in the closet.
Yeah, she shut that shit down so fast, and then she just hit me with the negative reinforcement instead of the positive reinforcement.
Did you get beaten?
No, not if I pissed the bed, but she was like, I actually don't remember what they did at that point.
He seems like a child that would have benefited from some
a little bit.
Some beating.
A little bit.
Some physical. You're a psychologist. Is there bad? What are the negative parts of beating a child?
Can you beat a child?
As a parent, I've never hit my kids, but if I start, like, what would happen?
Is corporal punishment badass?
Yeah.
It's kind of dope, honestly.
Is it?
I mean, straight up.
So
straight up,
being real.
As a psychologist,
in my professional opinion, corporal
Very
punishment is badass.
Very professional.
Okay.
Opinion. Qualified.
As a psychologist, is there an answer to the gay problem?
All right. I don't think he could talk about that. I don't think he
Is there a cure?
Yeah, what's the cure? What can we do?
Grab that mic and spit the cure.
Look, bro, the cure is you just got to get you some pussy, player. Like, that's the
Is
real
that what it
problem.
Just get you some pussy, dog.
Yeah.
Hey,
What if a gay guy gets bad pussy and then he's gayer than before?
Well, that's usually what happens.
That's the thing, bro. There's no bad pussy. That's a misconception. What would your fan base benefit from? How could they solve their problems? And you're coming in here talking about there's some bad pussy out here, bro.
If you gave those boys some bad pussy, their life would still be better.
They would be better than nothing.
Any pussy is better than no pussy. That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
You gotta own that. You got to teach them early. Stop putting women
Hetero-
on a pedestal.
Heterosexual therapy is what you're saying.
Yeah.
We need to
like heterosexual
Shock treatment.
shock therapy.
Okay, we have to use
We
the
gotta shock
Patreon
them.
like a slush fund for brothels.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? My great grandparents, I never really got to learn about them as a kid, and I never knew why.
Are these like the oil tycoons?
No. So my great grandfather, he was actually like really high up in the KKK, and my grandmother, my great grandmother was the only one I ever met, from that side of my family, past my actual grandmother, and so this guy apparently gave my grandmother just all kinds of crazy electroshock therapy, and that's why when I would go to talk to her, because she was only like 85, like you can still be conscious at 85, and her brain was just like, I mean, mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing left up there. And my grandparent or my grandma laid it on me a couple years ago.
What was this lady you said, grandma?
Yeah, it was my great grandma who was the like mac and cheese brain, and then my grandma was her daughter.
Okay.
My grandma was like, yeah, so we never really told you about your great grandfather, but basically the reason that I live in Florida was originally I lived in Alabama and I had to flee because my father was fucking crazy. He would give my mom like electroshock therapy, and then she just went like full retard after that. Like her brain was just gone. And my grandma met my grandpa in the at like a military base. She would literally just go hang out at the military base to try to find somebody to just take her fucking away from the place. And then as soon as she got enough money, she moved my grandmother or my great grandmother also to Florida. So then my whole family just lived in Jacksonville, even though nobody's really from here. And then my grandfather was just like a KKK leader in Southern Alabama until like the 50s or 60s, I think, and then he died. But I thought that was really interesting. Nobody in my family ever told me that shit.
That's
interesting, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, you come from a long line of racists.
Yeah. I wonder, I mean, it's clearly not genetic. It's clearly not genetic.
Does he treat you any worse than John?
I'm not going to answer that for his future employment. I don't want to hurt him.
Wow,
think
that
Adam
how not for the you're not gonna talk shit to the guy that's been racist towards you yeah.
Okay,
Do you remember
Because
what you
the
said?
people, the successful.
I have it pretty good.
This guy has it so good. We treat him like a king.
Oh,
He doesn't
really?
even live with us. He has a key to our house.
What
Yeah.
the fuck?
He
Okay.
comes over.
I get it pretty good.
He handles
Are
Johnny's.
you trying to atone for your great grandfather's sins?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Every time I see a black person, I get on
gives
both.
them $10
I get
every
on
time.
both knees and I pray to the Lord that they'll forgive me, and then I hand
he
them a
goes
$5
to he
bill.
goes to the graveyard and stands over his great grandfather's tombstone.
Yeah. He's like, I'm doing
Yeah.
the
Guess what
service.
I did?
He actually
I
had
gave
his
a-
grandfather exhumed. We don't even know where the body is
Oh,
anymore.
really?
He won't tell us. I think he put it in the ocean somewhere.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
He goes out to the bosom of the ocean and goes, "I did it, great grandfather. I gave a colored man the key to my apartment. What are you gonna? I'm here to atone for your sins." Would you consider yourself a colored guy?
I mean, are you brown?
Is
are
that-
you even really
I mean,
brown?
is that
he's
your
white
pref-
on the census.
Is that your?
I'm white on the census.
Are you
that's
white
true.
on the census?
Wait, why are you white on the census?
Because Middle Eastern is white.
No.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you don't even get. Well, you should just say you're from
I
Africa.
have some in-laws that would disagree with you.
My little brother can be considered African American.
Really?
Yeah, because my stepmom is Algerian. That's like North Africa.
Yeah.
But I think they put him as white.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, as well Middle Eastern, which would
This
be
is
white.
this is an added layer to that white genocide
Yeah.
conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
They got some of them labeling themselves
Yeah,
as us.
They're trying to trick you.
They're trying to.
Sam, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
What do your older relatives think of Mexicans?
You know, it's my older relatives were shaped by the Bush administration. And so
They're coming to our country and taking our jobs.
yeah, and I'm like, have you
took
ever
our
seen
jobs.
a single Mexican in Florida?
I want them to take our jobs,
See,
bro.
you
I don't
see
even
Puerto
want to do
Rican-
those jobs. Fuck those jobs.
You see a lot of Cubans. You see a lot.
Yeah,
of
you
Cubans.
see Puerto Ricans and you see Cubans, but
Yeah.
you don't see any like from Mexico Mexicans.
Well, because they stay in Mexico because it's like better there.
Or they go to like Texas or California.
Yeah, Arizona. Those.
Yeah.
Something
want to
I've
be
always
in
wondered though was
America.
like some of
Do
my
it
older
in
relatives.
America.
Well, I say some. I have one that's particularly bad, But she's always talking about fucking Mexicans, and she brings those up if there's like a political debate. 'Cause she's just like a crazy old person that watches. Is it Fox? Is that the funny one?
Fox News is the funny one.
No, the Blaze is the funny one.
Oh,
I like the Epic Times because the Epic Times is funded by a Chinese cult,
Oh, really?
but they're like hard conservative, which is really interesting. They don't like China.
Yeah, that's it. Well, what I've realized is that every like, I went on a crusade a couple years ago to find like when everybody was upset about the press.
He lost the Crusades.
Oh, okay. When everybody was on like like CNN versus Fox, I was like, what's like unbiased news? And so I went and found like unbiased news, or what I thought. And I found out like every time like NPR says like an article, they're like talking about Facebook. They're like, by the way, like Mark
We got
Zuckerberg,
paid, yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg would
is a
very much be
huge
shit
donate.
boss.
Yeah, he very much like is the only reason we
it's-
still have the lights on. Is
It's
because
not
of
even the
Zuckerberg.
news too. Like if you look at like scientific research, it's like why milk is bad for you, and then at the bottom it says like paid for by the soy industry, or
Yeah.
like why milk is good for you, paid for by the milk industry.
I have been hunting so hard to get a sponsor by like a non-tangible thing. Like I would love to be sponsored by Milk Farmers of America.
I'd go hard. Or
Like this podcast brought to you by milk. Like it'd be
crazy.
Or like
You should reach out for that.
like U.S. Steel. Just like
that would go
Yeah.
hard if you just became the
This shit's
steel
brought
guy.
to you by the steel industry, baby. Like that would be the most insane sponsor of all time. I want to find like what are those even called?
What I've always been
Well, those are
interested in was
groups.
the people who get the U.S. military sponsorships. Have you seen those?
Oh no, I should get one.
If you're a loser, you got nothing going for you. I feel like the military is fucking awesome. They'll pay for your college.
Die for this Hellcat.
They'll die for this Hellcat, motherfucker. They'll set you up with fucking college.
Get that
You
BA
just show up on
bullshit,
a base
bro.
for, like,
It's
4
worth
years.
it.
Realistically, we're so globalist. There's not gonna be another fucking war. So
Yeah.
just
How long you gotta be in there for the Hellcat?
4 years.
4 years for a Hellcat every year.
Hellcat.
You
man.
kidding me?
Yeah.
I'd do 4 years in jail for a fucking Hellcat,
Yeah,
man.
right. Show up, get the Hellcat, get the free college.
The
go.
Hellcat a car? What is that? What's that?
That's a
It's a-
car.
Okay, that's the only thing I know that's called a Hellcat.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like a Dodge Charger.
Okay. Hey, I follow you on Twitter, and you guys just like retweet the most absurd, weird, fringe political bullshit, and I'm like, yeah, it is funny, but
See, I should have deleted my Twitter when Sam ratioed the fuck out of me.
Oh
a couple
my
weeks
God, you
ago.
got
that was
shit on.
terrible.
He called you a
Holy
retard.
fuck, that
Oh
was
my
bad.
God. It was
Yeah,
like-
I'm
that was
sorry.
like a 4-to-1 ratio too. That was not
sorry.
even close.
yeah,
plus
that's the
ratio.
only reason I got into this business is to effectively ratio people. I'm
Just to beat up. Actually,
Just to beat up guys who are
Yeah.
like literally this like an ant beneath.
I was
you
gonna say ratio
socially.
teenagers, but you're not even a teenager anymore.
A young
no,
adult.
I ratioed a grown ass man.
How do you
Yeah.
feel, Johnny?
I feel a little blown the fuck out. That's what I feel.
This guy made racist Skyrim videos, and he got more clout than you.
Yep,
That's all it takes.
It's over.
those videos are gone. Those videos are gone now.
Yeah.
They were.
You gotta
vague-
send us the raw video files.
They're
for those.
gone.
I
You
need
probably don't
I
even
need
have
to
them.
be able to rewatch them.
I might have them on backup. I might have them on external hard drives.
You gotta send me
There-
that shit on Discord.
no,
player.
there's someone that's uploaded a Sheckelstein like private, or it's like a
The
unlisted.
Sheckelstein backup.
It's a playlist, yeah.
Nice.
It's up. Just vaguely racist.
When did those finally take the chop? What year was it? Was it last year?
No, it was a couple years ago. I forget what the hell happened. Oh yeah, they started coming down on people that were like bad eggs.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't want to be one of those guys because I'm paying my rent with this now, so I kind of have to toe the line now.
Yeah.
You know, and well, it's a little bit different now. I got the podcast and the D&D thing, so I can risk a little bit.
Just go full frontal.
Yeah, I'm a little bit.
Just go Kramer
I
on
don't
him.
have all my eggs in one basket like I did.
Bro, shout
Yeah,
out to
I
Kramer.
definitely go Michael Richards mode
Really,
now.
like, shout out to Kramer. We've
I
been
love
watching
that
a lot
Kramer.
of
I
Seinfeld
love that
recently.
Kramer
We love
special. That one
Kramer.
where he just fights the heckler.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Laugh Factory incident.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Kramer. We still love him.
You don't want to drink that. That's like half of the fucking.
Yeah, that's like half yeast.
The last 20% of the bottle. You kind of pour it out.
Me and my friend were actually recently laughing about the Michael Richards heckle moment because that's one of the rare heckler wins.
Yeah.
Yeah, very rarely.
Heckler W.
Yeah,
Call that a heckler W?
yeah. Very rarely do they win the argument, but they did in that scenario, and that is short. It's sweet.
They got him angry enough that it was just over.
It for sure. That's a heckle that lasted a decade or more. Ruined his career. Once again, I don't want to fuck this up. You're a psychology major, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the two questions I got were, one, it's like, how come I'm all ugly and the hot lady doesn't like me? Two, what do I do when I like leave school or whatever and I get thrust out into the world? And then three, the third one was always anxiety related.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
always like,
I got a lot to say on this actually. The first thing that you got to do is like start working out. This is like totally serious too. This is not like a joke. This is not
I have never experienced anxiety until like a month and a half. No, probably
is this for
2
men
months
and
ago.
women?
This is for everyone. Everyone should be working out all the time.
Men
24/7.
and women and everything in between.
Sure, whatever,
My fault.
Sam.
My fault, OG.
Yeah.
Hey, dog.
Shout out our
Solidarity.
friend Cole. Shout out our friend Cole.
Shout out our
He's
friend-
been exercising with all of us. He's been training
Really?
all of us.
So definitely, you need to work out and you need to go outside and
Get
you
sunlight.
Need to, get sunlight and get your sleep back on track. And to get your sleep back on track, you need to take down your fucking
Blackout curtains.
No blackout curtains. You need to wake up to the morning sun. If you don't wake up
Okay,
to the
so-
morning sun, your sleep is fucked. That's just how it works.
The problem is a lot of this stuff is in direct confrontation with how a modern gamer lives.
Yes.
So what you're saying is the ideal
You need to
gamer
become an
setup
alpha gamer.
is outside.
Yes.
With like
Return to nature.
Okay.
I think actually, if people put their gaming computers would break way faster. But if you just gamed outside, it'd probably
Your
be way
life
better
would
for you.
legitimately be better.
What if
Yeah.
you just get like how much does it cost to get a sunlight installed? Like a little,
That doesn't do it. That's not going to do it.
What? Yeah, wait,
That'll
get
fix like vitamin D problems.
a
but,
little bit of light rays on you.
well, but here's the thing: it's not going to fix like sleep issues, and it's not going to affect certain because with the way that like hormones are regulated, it's not just moderated by light; it's moderated by a specific quality of light.
Oh.
So, for example, if you wake up and
So
it's
it can't
10
be
a.m.
like sunlight bouncing off a floor and then slapping you in the face.
Yeah, so I mean, so in the example of sleep, right?
Yeah.
You're supposed to wake up between like 7:30 and 8:30 and see the exact specific quality of light during that time frame. If you wake up at 10 a.m., not as good. So even like a slight difference off of that like time scale will change the quality of light in such a way that it's not going to perform the same job as if you had, woken up at a normal hour.
Huh. Because I recently, for the first time ever in my life, have experienced anxiety. In fact, I didn't know what the fuck it was. I had to look it up. I was like, why does it feel like my stomach and my heart are now like joined together, like someone taped them together?
Well, and so for people specifically who get like panic attacks and anxiety attacks,
Yeah.
and I was one of those people for a long time, another reason why exercise really helps is because it trains you. Because the reaction that you have when you're having like a panic or an anxiety attack is similar to your fight or flight response, right?
Oh.
And that's going to be what is also activated when you like boost your nervous system when you're exercising, doing running or whatever. So if you're working out, you're going to be putting your body in the same state as if it was, like freaking out, except in a good situation. So you're going to start associating it with like normal shit, like being healthy.
Gotcha. Okay, so I need to exercise is what you're saying.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, exercise, get some sunlight, and get some hose.
Get some
Yeah,
hose.
you need some bitches. Bitches are
I'm
important.
going to tell Abby it's doctor's orders.
Yeah.
Abby,
Sorry.
Shout out
I
Abby,
had
but
to get hose.
hose are required.
Abby,
Yeah.
you gotta twerk on my nuts for my health.
No, I had to get new hose. I'm sorry.
Abby, I'm sorry. I gotta get at least 7 hose up in this Passat
I just
right
realized I have like the gayest way of sitting. Everybody else is doing the ankle on the knee, and I've been sitting there doing this thing where
now.
you're
No,
like
honestly, I do this. but
daintily.
I do this all the time.
My
'cause
nuts
it's
just get all
it's more
squished.
comfortable for me. But people, I
have
think,
micro testicles.
yeah, it's like you
From all
get
the
judged.
steroids.
You get judged for sure.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh wait, I'm drinking the fucking coom.
No, I went to the doctor for the anxiety, and he gave me this like an SSRI,
Yeah. So
Took it for like 2 weeks, and I was like, "This is like
Don't take those.
well,
was like, that's
which one was it specifically?
Wellbutrin?
Wellbutrin is actually not that bad as far as side effects go. I'd taken.
I
a
felt
lot
like
of them.
the top and bottom of my emotional scale was lopped off.
Yeah, it basically just mutes you. That's like
What the fuck?
well,
Who the
you-
fuck
so-
lives like
all right,
that?
so,
Like I would
well-
rather cry
well,
for half the day so I could
you,
laugh.
you,
for the,
you have to. So here, there's like two facets to that, right?
yeah.
So first of all, you have to like get used to it. It takes your body like months to get like actually like regulated in sync with like the new chemicals that are in your body.
Yeah.
So it could just be that you weren't like properly suited to it yet. The other thing is that there's like you can react wildly differently to drugs in the same class. So like even though Wellbutrin and like Zoloft or Prozac are all SSRIs, you could react to one way better than the other. Like for example, when I took Zoloft, I felt like a fucking zombie. I just wanted to. I was like, I'm gonna burn my hand on a stove just to see if I can feel
Yeah.
something. But like
Doing
on
the taxi driver shit.
yeah.
Hold
But
your wrist over it.
eventually I switched to SNRIs, which is similar to an SSRI because an SSRI is, for people who don't know, a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It basically increases the amount of serotonin in your body. But an SNRI is a selective norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor, which does both norepinephrine and serotonin. So it's slightly different, but that one I didn't really have as many side effects on. And it just, I don't know, it works better. But then eventually I got off of it. The goal, another thing is...
Why are all anxiety-related medications also like mood?
Because a lot of the mood disorders are commonly comorbid with anxiety disorders.
Because I mean, I wasn't like upset. I was just like, man, like why is...
Well, and mood
What
stabilizers
the
are
hell's
very...
up with my belly?
Well,
That's what it felt like.
it's kind of like, I don't know, they don't know the exact action of a lot of these things, but like they do know that it has like a numbing effect, right? So it's not the same as a mood stabilizer where it keeps you more like in tune, but it'll definitely like affect your mood overall by numbing things as a totality.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's an area that needs to be researched more for sure. But like, I mean, and the
That's
other
scary
thing
that
is
you say it needs to be researched more.
Well,
We've been
everything
putting
needs to be researched more.
We've been putting millions of women
Yeah,
on
no, it should-
SSRIs for decades.
it's definitely over.
We should probably learn some more shit about this, guys.
all drugs like that are overprescribed for sure. But
Yeah.
like the other important thing is people will get on it and they'll feel like they're dependent on it. But the goal is to eventually get off of it. You can't just like be on drugs the rest of your life. That's not the goal.
Oh,
The goal
yeah.
is
You bring that up to some people in my family, and there is an immediately like a fight response to it. Where they're
Wait, so if you're
I have a lady in my family that's been taking like Prozac or whatever for
and back
20
then
years.
they probably well, and,
Yeah.
I know my grandma, for example, they gave her Xanax for sleep. So she's literally so addicted to benzos now that she has to have like a 4 gram Xanax every night to go to sleep.
oh my god,
Hell yeah.
she's leaning.
She's leaning out the
grandma leaning.
grandma swerving that bitch for sure.
Your grandma.
She's switching lanes.
She goes. She fucking takes one. She probably doesn't even know that they like fuck her up crazy, does she?
No, because their doctor gave it to them
Yeah.
a million years ago, and they've just been taking it for so long that they're
you have
addicted.
no idea how quickly you normalize something. Like I like last time you guys were here, I was doing a tolerance break. It's because I was like I had to take like an insane amount of edibles to even feel, you know. Yeah, it got so ridiculous. So I was like, fuck it, I'll take like a month-long tolerance break. And then it was I would just grab the vape pen and one little drag, and I was like, I'm good for now. But it is ridiculous. Like my mom very quickly normalized drinking 24 beers a night. And I was like,
Let's
Mom,
go.
I was like, if I came home with a 24 pack of Zephyr Hills water and said, Mom, before I go to bed tonight, I'm drinking every fucking bottle here. Wouldn't that be weird?
Yeah.
And it's just water. Like that's the most natural thing there is. But very quickly you can normalize weird shit.
Yeah, we always call him weird because he comes home with like multiple gallon jugs of water every day, and he just
Yeah.
like slams them hose, and we're like taking out the trash, and it's nothing but gallon jugs of water.
Hey, I'm for real about my hydration, man.
What are you, like
I
a bodybuilder?
I just no.
No.
Like we all like take creatine for like working out and shit like that. So it's just important for us to drink water.
It's-
What the
okay.
hell is creatine?
I don't even drink water.
All right, creatine is dope. All right, it makes your nervous system function better. It assists in like nervous system response. It makes your muscles retain more water, so they're larger, and a larger cell is just stronger. Just
So you're able to push more weight, do more reps.
So
and that
it turns you
it's
into
also-
one of those little beads that you put in water and it soaks. It gets bigger like a marble.
Yeah, like your
Yeah.
muscles literally absorb more water, so there's
Also-
just more muscle.
in like high school and stuff, they teach you about like ATP and like the energy cycles in your cells and stuff. But before that, in muscle cells specifically, they use creatine as like a I guess like a predecessor to what they use for energy in the cells. So if you have a lot of creatine in your muscles create a lot of energy really fast. So like if you do like a first rep on something or a first or second rep, just like you've hardly exerted your muscles at all, it makes you like a lot stronger. It's
Most
really
athletes
nice.
take it.
Yeah,
Really?
if you don't
Yeah.
take it, you're at a significant disadvantage.
Like your liver naturally produces creatine. I think
Yeah.
it's like 5
And
The
grams or
second you
something a
guys
day.
pulled up, I was like, these guys got some wet muscles. I can
Well,
tell.
most of our
Watery in the
like
muscle.
gym knowledge, nutritional knowledge, that kind of stuff comes from our friend Cole. I met Cole in one of my classes.
no, it comes from Derek. More plates, more dates. That's where it comes
Alright.
Where it
from.
comes from.
It comes from Derek. More plates, more dates.
So Cole just tells us.
I
to do
missed
stuff,
when
and we
Derek
just
had
let it
that
go.
haircut. He
Yeah.
had like
Oh,
the
you
little,
know him, PMD.
Yeah, he had like the little mushroom top thing going on.
Yeah, I
For
just
a
He
very
was
gave
like
up.
a paintbrush.
Yeah.
Oh my! I
But
love
his
that
was
guy.
his. You can tell he hairsprayed his.
Yeah.
He had like hairspray
This
there.
is all natural.
I
Yeah.
bet he has.
This is wake up out of bed. and
Yep.
just
I wouldn't be
go.
surprised if that Derek guy has fucking gray hairs. I love him. I think he's awesome. I think he's like a great person for like educational purposes to like teach you how to live healthier. He also has some douchey stuff for sure.
I wish I could have a channel like his.
Why?
Because like him and Critical, they just like turn on the camera.
Oh yeah.
And then
yeah.
they just go like, yeah, like I saw this thing on, and they're like, and then they just show like a video of him watching it, and he pauses it and goes like, I'm gonna stop right there and just say like, that looks like steroids to me, and then I'm gonna hit play again, and like, there's no editing or anything. I'm like, that's fucking.
I miss the
ingenious.
old Critical when he used to do voiceovers, and that was it. That shit was
Yeah.
gas.
And then he realized he was like, what is the most dumbed down version of like?
So I found Critical for the
how
first
can I
time
quickly make stuff?
in like either elementary school or middle school when he was like
'Cause we
very
were watching
very
his
small.
dubs.
Well, no, the first way I found him was I was hanging out with my neighbor Christian, and he was like an older kid, and we literally just searched cows on YouTube,
Naturally.
and it came up with the video that he did where he dubbed a video of a cow chase down a highway.
Yeah.
And I was like, "This shit is fire."
That was like an
my
OG
little
viral bit.
10-year-old brain was like, "This shit's the funniest thing I've ever seen."
These are dash packs, by the way. These are really good.
Yeah.
These little coffee candies.
Yeah.
They fuck.
This is straight from Abby going to Trader Joe's. She brings me like 8
Oh,
of them.
I thought you
every
got
time.
these for free.
No.
Oh, I thought they were like sent by a sponsor. I don't know why.
If I got sponsored by Espresso Coffee Beans.
No, I thought you knew like a sales rep.
Oh, no.
Oh, that was for the other stuff. Never mind. Gaming, ladies and gentlemen.
I have questions pertaining to medical marijuana. Like, because you're card, right? You have a card?
Yeah, I have a
You have
card,
a license
yeah.
for it?
And I would never.
what are
I would
the-
never think of abusing that.
Oh,
that privilege.
distributing?
Never. I would never do that.
Lawfully gain weed?
No,
Never.
I'm
That
a
would
super
fuck your
good
life
boy.
up so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Never.
don't even like. I've seen people before who do that. Like they'll get the card and then they'll just flip that shit. But like that is like the worst possible thing to do with it. Like, come on.
The government, you literally signed a document that says, "Hey, government, I have weed. If you flip it, they know everything about you." That's just horrible.
They literally give you an ID card for weed. They have you on file.
What about like, so when you go to the store, like, is there limitations on how much you can buy?
Yeah, so they changed it recently actually, but basically you can get 2 ounces a month of dry flour. You can get a certain amount, usually like a couple thousand milligrams.
Is this
of-
like 2 ounces?
No,
or
this is in addition.
In addition?
They're different categories, and this is how I'll tell you how they game it too. So they have oral, they have inhalation, and they have topical, and then they also recently, about a year or so ago, allowed edibles, which is its own thing.
Weed on your skin?
Yeah. That's what they do for like cancer people, like people who have like skin cancer and shit. Like they'll rub weed on it.
Sorry.
well, so like hypothetically, like you could get like.
You could get like 2 ounces of weed, and then you could get like a couple grams in carts, and then if you wanted to get more carts, every now and then the person at the who's your bud tender or whatever they call them, that he'll be like, "Oh, you don't have any more on your inhalation. I'll just put this cart on your oral amount because technically it's still an oil, so it could technically be used as oral."
Do you like that term, bud tender?
No, it's dumb.
Yes, dumb as shit.
That's so
It's
crazy.
so
Is
stupid.
that really what it is?
That's
Yeah,
actually what
that's
it's
the
called.
title.
That's
That sounds like a Starbucks.
Do you
like,
tip your bud tender?
Fuck no.
Okay. Will you buy me weed with your medical card?
Yeah, of course, Sam. Anything
Okay,
for you.
cool.
Wait,
Awesome.
okay, so do they just have a guy in these stores? And they're like, so what kind of high do you want? Do you want like
Yeah,
a-
that's real. That's real. And they and
Wow.
the
And
crazy
they
thing
act
is,
like they're bartenders.
yeah, well, and they don't even ask you though. Is if it's slow, if they're not busy, then they don't have anything to do. So they'll literally walk up to you as you come in. They'll be like, "Hey, so like, what are you looking for today?" And I'm always like, "I already looked online. Please get out of my face."
Listen here, Dick Weed.
I went to Tallulah, just
Oh,
like
like
a
the
Delta,
Delta
8
8
place.
place? Yeah.
When I was out, and I was just like fucking fiending for something. So I went there, and the lady behind the counter was like, "Hey, you ever tried Kratom? Here's some."
Oh, kratom, literal baby heroin.
Here's some Kratom, yeah. And I brought it home. I was like,
Hey, eat 100 of these pills.
I was like, Bizzle, this lady gave me a horse pill that just, and she wrote on a Ziploc bag, just Kratom. And he was like, that's like heroin. Don't take that.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's like it's definitely really good for people who are already addicted to like Percocet or something, and it's good for people who have like chronic pain and don't want to start taking Percocet.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't start taking it every day because it
Just
will get you
for the
addicted.
hell of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's nice every now and then. Every now and then I
Wait,
have
it's
like
addictive.
well, it can be habit forming. I don't know if I would call it. I mean,
Yeah, it's not chemically
there's
addictive.
well, no, there's been some reports of people who have gotten like chemical withdrawals, like they've gotten sick.
Wow.
So,
Oh.
but those are people who take like they take like 24 grams a day. Those are people who do.
Well,
who,
how many grams are in a pill?
So it depends, but
Okay.
so like in the amounts that like when like we've taken it before, probably
like a pill this big
Yeah, you
Oh,
have.
that's probably like a gram.
in
or
a
two.
Ziploc bag.
You're
given
supposed
to,
to
me by a
take like
lady.
7 grams, and a pill like that is probably like a half a gram to a gram.
Dude,
probably.
it's like you're shoveling fistfuls of fucking rocks into your mouth. It's horrible.
Well,
if you wanna
and
take that
the
shit.
other option is to just toss and wash it, and it tastes like garbage. So I'd never do that.
Yeah.
What about just like actual heroin? Wouldn't that be easier to take?
Heroin goes hard.
Yeah,
that
just
shit's
the
fire.
heroin. Fuck it.
I feel like
Like you'll
that's,
get addicted, but shit. I mean, you only get
Look,
to
here's
experience.
the thing. Right?
Kratom has a cooler name.
Well, and here's the thing
Cool,
about
yeah.
heroin is
True.
that heroin
It's like
is
Greek.
Yeah,
it fixes
What the fuck is
itself.
behind me?
it's a remote.
Oh, why is there a remote?
This guy's like a bull in a china shop, dude. You know?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
You
that's
sit
true.
still.
I didn't realize there was
This
gonna
guy
be a
needs some
remote, like,
heroin.
right behind me.
Sit still.
The Remington 6-shooter. Oh.
I got a little cap gun. That was not even caught on the fucking camera, but it's all right.
Wait, pull it back out. You gotta show him at least. Actually, you know what?
Someone sent in a cap gun, and that made me giggle. So thank you for that. Wait, I think we still have some. Yeah, we still got
Wait,
some.
how many do you get?
Misfire.
Oh, you
Yeah.
get like 10. Is that for one of the mail
By the
times?
way, that's your unofficial. I'm getting shot face is just
Yeah.
not a good. I'm about to get shot in the face. Look.
No, just take it.
Yeah.
I'm about to get shot.
Don't even react.
All right, you guys want to wrap it up? 2 hours and 26 minutes.
I'm gonna make it to class. Let's go.
Oh,
It starts in.
Are you drunk right now?
yeah, he's gonna roll in limbered up. His mind has been limbered and it's ready to absorb knowledge.
Isn't that what college is about? Oh yeah. How the fuck am I gonna get? Do I have to Uber? I want to thank Sam for inviting us. This has been a great time. I enjoyed the conversation.
Oh yeah, dude, it was great having you guys here. Thank you for making this podcast a little bit more enjoyable.